Oh, shout out to people ask me why I don't keep products in my trunk when they want it. Like I
Oh
keep,
yeah,
I've had three people literally tell me like, "Yo, I seen what you have." I'm like, "Oh yeah, hit the website." And like I'm kind of like trying to remember exactly what I know is still in stuff
yeah,
like that in
yeah,
sizes.
yeah.
And they're like, "Well, do you got it on you?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Oh, you ain't got nothing in your trunk?" I'm like, "No." Like we ship
No,
it.
bro, we don't.
Oh,
Sure, yeah.
we're not like
Not
that.
only do we offer free shipping, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
like and that's not and it's like it even sounds even more weird to be able to have a website and have a whole process of how we do this and be able to
hmm
keep track of inventory. And I'm still here selling stuff out my trunk. Like
hmm
that's weird. That just
that's
adds
not
like
what that's
extra
not
shit.
what we do, bro.
It's not
We're not.
2003.
Yeah, man. We're not pulling up to no basketball gym selling out the back. That's
Got a little
not
chat.
what,
Hey,
that's
yo,
not what we do,
hey
fam.
my man, you wear like a medium, right? Oh, I got something for
Hey,
you. Come over here. I got something that
come
you'll like.
through. Yeah, I got you, family.
That's crazy. Ready?
hmm
What's up, guys? Or sorry. That energy was crazy. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 36 of the Unlaced podcast. I'm your co-host Chris. This is my host Gabe. We're back.
What's up,
We're
players?
back. How you feeling?
What's up, world? Um, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm doing really good. You had a good weekend.
Mm,
Had a very lazy Sunday today, bro.
mm-hmm.
Um, and it didn't help that I had like homework on my to-do list and
Mm.
blah 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 blah. And I get on there, and again we got our deadline extended, so I didn't want to do shit. Like, um, yeah, I did some things, but not as much as I would like to. But
You watched the UFC fight?
I didn't watch them live,
Mm.
um, as they were obviously happening, but I definitely went back. I watched all of them. Um,
The prelims were crazy.
illegally, but I watched them all.
Yeah, hey, same here.
Hey,
Same here.
oh, oh,
Dan
they're
White.
taking
I'm joking.
they're gonna take us down now,
My
bro.
bad.
But
I
yeah, I
was just
watched the
waiting for Dana White's
fights.
face to pop up on the fight. Like, hey, I know it's all illegal streaming.
Hey,
Just go to black.
just sends out like a fucking
Oh my gosh.
an Amber Alert
Yeah.
notification and shit. But nah,
Jeez.
it was a good Sunday, man. I'm finally feeling like I'm catching up on my work,
Mm,
and finally feeling like I'm getting uh like short spurts of free time
mm.
where I'm able to like do other things. Um and that in itself has just changed my day to day. Um and it's just good, man. It's a good feeling to have. How are you, bro?
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna cut that. But yeah, yeah.
I mean, you don't gotta cut it.
Oh, I'm cutting it.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
god.
but yeah,
All right, so snap, we're back. Okay,
yeah.
so how are you, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good.
All
You
right,
know, I'm
man.
living life. I went to Big Bear for Nate's birthday with her family.
Okay, okay.
Me and Mike went up there. She invited us up there because she had like her family and everybody up there.
Yeah, I synced
Um,
it.
so with everything going on with me, I thought I got to get out the house, and
Mm-hmm.
it was better to go up there and
So you
yeah.
guys, you guys were up there unrelated to Fuentes being up there?
I didn't know Fuentes was up there until this morning when I got home. I was like, oh, he
Yeah,
was up here.
yeah. I saw him there first actually,
Hmm.
and then I saw Mike's story, and then I was like, well, Mike's story looked like he's just around a lot of people,
Yeah.
and Fuentes' story looked like he
It
was all
was
alone.
yeah, yeah.
So they're probably not
I I
mixing.
I had like three people I knew that were up there at the same time. Like my homegirl
Yeah.
Keelan, she was up there for a girls trip. Me and Mike were up there for Nay. I didn't know Eddie was up there, so I was like, "Oh, Eddie, what's up?" And
Yeah, he
then
been pimping all over the world, bro.
yeah, and so and then one of my other homies was up there with his girl. So
hmm
I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like
Yeah.
everybody's enjoying Big Bear. We went to the
Cat
zoo.
they were cashing in on that the last, cold weekend.
Yeah, it was cold. Like it was like 38 degrees at night.
Yeah. Okay.
But like during the day, it wasn't like super bad, like because the sun was out, so it's still kind of
Yeah.
like but it was still like cold.
Yeah.
None of the mountains had ice on it, but like some of the mountains, like in the far distance, that you'd have to like, I guess you would have to have like a pass to get to, had snow on them and stuff. So yeah,
Okay.
it was cool. But overall, good. Okay weekend. Yeah, yeah.
Um.
So I'm good.
All right, man. All
Yeah,
right. Then what was my Saturday like? My Saturday was also pretty bummy.
yeah.
Um. Yeah, it was actually great. I went to go see the boy Harris. Shout out to Harris and Car Artisan Chocolates. What up?
Mm.
Um.
I always see
That's
with that. I want to get some.
Yeah, that's the homie Harris, bro. I went to high school with him. Really good friend of mine.
Mm.
Played basketball with him. He was one of the original Data Tropics members, if anyone remembers from
Hey,
back in the day. Was he original, or he may have come on after?
he was a pickup after the championship.
But no, I think he was there for the championship year. I don't
Okay.
really. Damn, I don't. Damn, we went through some. Well, that team went through a lot of like the ninth, 10th, and like 11th spots on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like the rotations, the
Mm,
rotation spots until we found like, the core.
okay.
Um, but yeah, he's the chocolatier man. Been doing this thing, and he just got a storefront.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, so he's probably had it for like maybe a month or so, and I've been meaning to come out or to go out. And then this weekend they had a small pop up. They hosted a small pop up for Pasadena Roots, I believe.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's
Um,
there's still are they still do they have another store, or
let
are
me
they just
let
not
me.
doing stores anymore?
Who does?
Pasadena Roots.
Pasadena Roots is a
Isn't that the skate shop?
no. Pasadena Roots is a plant shop, bro.
Oh, then I'm thinking of a different Roots.
Yeah, you're thinking about something else. But
There was
Pasadena,
oh sorry, there was a Pasadena Roots on Fair Oaks, below Old Town. It was like a little skate shop.
oh well, don't know where they're at. They're probably gone now.
Yeah.
But this is a they don't have like a physical location,
Mm.
so I don't really know how to explain that
Mm.
them or coin them. But they have pop-ups, and they have plants,
Okay.
and they had an event at Harris's shop on Saturday, and I went over there. Um,
You're a plant dad now.
yeah, bro, I copped the plant.
Mm.
Um, uh, and it was just hella dope, bro. I ran into a lot of people who I was expecting to see, but I wasn't like expecting to see.
Yeah.
So for all of them to be there in one group, it was hella dope.
Okay.
I got to catch up and spend basically my whole afternoon there and with them after the fact.
Mm.
And it was cool, man. It was good to see familiar faces. Um, but just speak highly of them, of me, of us, of the brand. Like
Mm.
people will ask about the brand, about the podcast, like very supportive messages and words, and um, just overall wholesome as fuck.
Yeah.
Just hearing those things, um, and just using it as motivation to want to show those people that we want to continue growing and building and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So it was hella dope, man. It was a good weekend. It was a nice weekend of reflecting.
Mm. That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Good. Well, uh, so we both had eventful weekends.
Yeah, I got a chocolate. I got my chocolate fix. Maybe my. I mean, never mind. No. It's gonna make a joke there. Not worth the joke. All right. So,
Where were you going with that?
now with the joke, right? So I ain't gonna go on that one. But
Were you gonna be like
no,
not like officially your chocolate fix, but like a chocolate fix?
no, I got like chocolate. I got my chocolate fix.
But you didn't get your chocolate fix. Is that where you're going
Uh,
with it?
no,
Oh,
no,
I
I
was trying to
was.
guess. That's where you were
Nah,
going.
man. Like I'm not. You know what, bro? We're just past this. We're past this section right now,
That's where you were going.
and maybe later I'll bring the joke back up, bro. Who knows?
Oh, I really want to know your
But
color. So yeah. Um, but
good
yeah,
weekend.
so thank you guys for joining. If you guys are watching now, thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Please go subscribe, hit that,
YouTube Dizzle.
hit that big red button on the right in the lower right hand corner. Subscribe, hit a like as well if you guys like the video and like our episode. And if to anybody that's listening, thank you to all the people that are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Anchor, all those great platforms. If you guys rather watch a podcast, you can listen to them on your favorite streaming platforms. If you like to watch your podcast, you can watch us on YouTube. We appreciate it. Please, if you're listening to our podcast, please rate it 5 stars. Helps us grow. If you're watching our podcast, please hit that like button and comment. It helps us grow. Same shit, same shit. Um, uh, what does it say? So I want to start this off because it just came to mind because I completely forgot to tell you. You guys are gonna get like 3 episodes pretty quickly. Within the next, I guess, like week and a half. Um, our last episode got flagged. Did not know. So
Yeah, okay, okay.
So I was looking at it because I put it up and I was waiting for like the results, just like that, and I
Yeah.
kept getting the that I told you like the disapproved ad stuff and all
Uh-huh.
this, and so I was like, okay, so obviously I didn't know it wasn't running at
Mm-hmm.
all.
Mm-hmm.
They go
After we first thought it was, right?
yeah, and so it was not running, so it got
Mm-hmm.
flagged. They basically like cut it off, so it was not showing, so nothing was there.
Mm-hmm.
I had thought it was always there. It wasn't. Um, you guys are gonna get a re-upload of episode 35. You're gonna get this episode, and then we're gonna give episode 37. So you guys are gonna get a nice little cluster of episodes, real quickly. So hopefully to catch you guys up. So if you haven't watched our last podcast, so if you're listening to this, the
Oh
last
shit,
podcast,
you're right.
you should see this podcast first. Go back to that podcast episode 35 first. We list all that, then come here, come back. We'll give you a second to do that, and then come join us. Um, so with that being said, from our last podcast, we had talked because some time has gone since the Nike versus Lil Nas X versus Mischief suit happened.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick, brief update. Mischief, a shoe customizer, did a collab with Lil Nas X for one of his music videos that he just dropped. That was very controversial. Um, Releasing a shoe, or yeah, selling, reselling or releasing a shoe. Yeah, that was a collab to the video, which was had 666 on it. A lot of had a lot of hidden imagery,
Demonic references,
demonic.
maybe.
That would be probably the best way to put it. Um,
Yeah.
and which got everybody up in a tiff, and everybody's panties got in a bunch as usual. When it came out, a lot of people were saw it, and also some people thought it was a collab with Nike, and then some people knew it was a different. And Nike came out immediately and was like, "That's not our shoe. We didn't do that. We're taking you to court." They
Mm-hmm.
take them to court, and so we are here. There were 666 pairs sold. 600, well, technically 660. Oh yeah, 665. One was being put out as a giveaway by Lil Nas X. Um, that all happened. They sold out in 7 minutes, I believe, if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So they got those out of there very quickly. And so now not to the present, but to the update of that. Mischief and Nike went to court. The judge ruled in favor of Nike
Mm-hmm.
to halt all sales, and to basically it was basically a restraining. It was considered a restraining order on Mischief when it comes to the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, though, so what he had did was he had to Lil Nas X had to give away for the last pair of that shoe.
Mm-hmm.
He had to pull it. They had to stop it because of the restraining order, but all the other shoes were already sold out.
Mm-hmm.
Mischief came out and said that he had mentioned in court about the Jesus shoe that he had did. What was it, 2 years ago or a year
Mm-hmm.
ago?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody he had said Nike didn't make a rift about that, but coming after the shoe because of a moral stance or whatever is kind of weird. Um, Judge is still like, doesn't matter. So Mischief goes out and tells people if they want a refund on a shoe, they're willing to get it. He's willing to give them a refund, which was 1,018.
Mm-hmm.
for the Bible verse, I believe 10:18 or John Luke 10:18 or something like that. And so he was willing to give a refund for that shoe if anybody wanted it. And if you didn't, you got a shoe. You get to keep your shoe. He was trying to comply with Nike to try to help them, kind of save face. He did mention that he always wanted to work with Nike, and that it's kind of a weird situation that his shoe got him in court with Nike instead of working with Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's it. That's where we're at. A lot of people, including us, had the conversation in the past episode about the issue with the shoe as a whole. Is it a religious issue that you have with the shoe? Is it just a moral issue that you have with the shoe? I don't know if you were in the spaces with me when they were talking about it, Jazare and Sneaker Fetish.
Bro, I don't get invited to those, bro. I'm sorry.
It's there. It's
It's
there.
there. It's there, yeah, but so are a lot of things on my phone, bro, and I miss
Uh,
them all the time.
I see. Well, the conversation was um, as a lot of them were, a lot of them are,
Mhm,
religious or into religion and have, their own stance. So a lot of them were not into the shoe. But granted, I will say that they were on board with the creative aspect of it, of being able
mhm,
to create without um, being attacked for it. If your
mhm,
creativity does not hurt anybody, you should not be, you shouldn't be, stoned to death for it.
mhm.
Um, that was kind of the conversation. I kind of didn't I refrained to kind of comment because, as I said on the show, I don't care about the shoe, or like I like the shoe, but I don't care as the imagery of the shoe
Yeah,
doesn't really
like the
matter.
mhm.
Yeah, because I'm not a religious person like that, so it doesn't really, oh my God, it's so crazy. Um, but yeah, so with all this happening, what are your thoughts about how this ended? With them, following restraining order. Um,
So I guess my question is, what is the difference between that outcome
mhm.
and Warren's outcome? Because technically both lawsuits came about, right?
Yeah,
And then one was like a cease and desist, and one was like a restraining order blocking, so on and so forth on the progression of what they
yeah,
were already on. Warren basically gave everyone a refund
yeah.
without the option.
Because they were
Which,
pre-orders.
oh, I guess that's the
Yeah,
difference then.
it
A
was a pre-order.
pre-order and one was already at post production.
Yeah, because remember, one of them was already getting ready to ship. The other ones weren't. So,
Okay, okay,
people
okay,
people were getting their hands on some shoes, but there was still a lot of pre-orders that were sitting. So
okay.
once Nike got in right before he could ship it out, and so in that process, for Warren, it's better to just not ship anything at that moment. Just say, okay, hold on, let's figure out what's going to happen in court first. And unfortunately, he lost.
Damn, does that
And
mean Warren has to eat up like any pre-production cost?
I'm probably sure. Like I would
I
think
mean,
so.
I'm assuming there's a cost still,
Yeah,
as an individual putting an order in essentially for production.
but am I
If
wrong
you
to think that
halt it,
he's? I'm thinking he just black market sold them.
but none of them are out though.
Well, I'm saying the ones that he already had finished that weren't shipped out because
But
he has to still give a refund for those pre-orders because he can't sell them.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think we would have saw a bunch of them by now,
Mm.
and we haven't seen one.
And let
And
and I'm sorry, unless that means that if that's the finding that the courts, I guess then would that mean Nike takes possession of what has been made? Because it's the same thing when they find counterfeit factories. They take everything and they basically just burn them.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just
I would think if I would think
that's
that
so
they would
much.
do it as because they consider it a counterfeit as well.
Man, if Nike burns counterfeit products, that's like so counterproductive to like their carbon emissions and their their mission zero,
But
whatever.
it's the same as like, well, not the same, but it's the same as when you go when like the Super Bowl winners and stuff like that happen, and whoever lost, because of course they make shirts for both teams just in case one
But
wins,
at
and
least
they
those
send them
shirts
off.
they get shipped out to
Yeah,
like third world
yeah.
countries and stuff. It's not like they go to waste and they just get dumped into a landfill like all these fake shoes do.
But I think that like I think that's the only best option that they can make. Like they could find a way to destroy him, either whether it not be setting him on fire, may whether it be fucking finding somewhere to. There's somewhere where these shoes have to end up going because they don't want to. If the whole purpose of getting them off the street was to not put them back in circulation anywhere.
And put them in the dirt, bro. In some man, whatever. I'm over it. I sadly don't care enough to be frustrated.
Is and so because I when I thought about this, I knew that that was kind of because we've been going now for maybe what damn near almost 6 months with an issue with when it comes to trademark and copyright and like Nike and all these brands suing different companies and individuals for what they create. I know that like because we probably almost for a
Nah,
while have
bro.
been
Hold
talking
on.
about it.
Pause. Your wording there was wrong, and I don't agree with it.
What?
Because you said at the end, going after people for what they create. Um,
Mm.
everyone who has been targeted
No,
is because they put themselves in a position where they bid off of something they should.
I totally no, I totally agree with you. I didn't mean it that way because I've said
Yeah.
already. If you're taking the cheap way out, if Nike comes to get you, don't yell. Big bad
Yeah.
wolf. That was your decision. I feel the same. I feel the same for Cool Kai. All of them. Like it doesn't matter how big you are. It doesn't matter what kind of influence you have on the culture. You bit off of something that already existed and
Mhm.
tweaked it. Don't try to make it seem like you're saving the world. Um, but we've been talking about this for from the end of last year going into this year now into damn near May.
Mhm.
So I know that you have you kind of worn out. You're like, okay, I don't really care because at a certain point you do get that point where it's like there are people that want to blur the line of what is a custom, and it's like we all know what a custom is.
There's definitely no blurred lines there, bro.
Like we
Like,
know we know what a custom is.
yeah.
We know if you're copying something strictly off of yo, I want to make a Jordan 1, but I'm just going to put Sonic the Hedgehog as the swoosh. Like that is what you're doing. That's not a custom. That is you're trying
Hmm.
to profit off of something. Somebody getting a custom is somebody making fucking two pair of shoes for Steph Curry and one of them being auctioned off
Well,
for
the main factor in the custom is you're using a authentic base shoe,
mm,
regardless of what you're doing.
mm,
That's step one. Is you need to start off with a shoe that
mm,
is real, I
mm.
guess. Um, and it can't be mass produced, so I think it has to be like under, I don't know, 15 or 20 pairs or something like that.
Mhm.
I don't remember.
Okay. Oh,
Some shit like that.
oh shit. That's a smart. No, that
It's a
makes
small
sense.
number, but yeah, like it's crazy because even if they're all done by hand,
Mhm.
it's still mass produced by numbered.
Oh wow.
Like
So
it's
even if it's
still,
done by hand, it still would be considered mass production.
yeah, even because they
Wow.
would essentially all be identical, and then you're it, I, it's the number though. You have to hit that number. I forget what the
Mhm.
number is, but even if they're done by hand, I'd imagine if they're all identical and they hit that number, it's mass production.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But would you be able to go into court and be like, hey, nah, see, his eye is a little bit lower on this one than this one, so technically it's not identical.
I mean, I don't think
And I'm just
that really.
nitpicking.
I don't think that would stand because that just goes into quality control,
Mhm.
and it's like a small variant to nothing kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just like you got a small flaw in this pair, but it's still the same
Okay.
thing.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't really represent anyone in these things. I've never
Yeah.
really been in those. I don't
Yeah.
really know.
We're not gonna be in that situation. We're
I'm
cool.
not. I'm not like all of those people online who all of a sudden have this lawyer database and they talk about how I just pulled out the Nike transcript from this and
uh,
that and like and that's, man, real briefly,
Go ahead.
and I'm not gonna mention anyone's names. You know, the person who I saw probably doesn't even watch this podcast yet,
Okay.
but I saw someone and they were talking about, hold on, let me check if it's on our list before I even bring it up, because then
Very good.
I might be burning it. Hold up. Oh, okay. I'm gonna wait it out then because it's on the list.
Hmm,
So
okay.
yeah. So pause. Cut that out. All right, repause. Okay, blank. We're back.
Okay. Well, so this kind of just kind of moves into what I want to go into next, and not necessarily, but like kind of the same because we see resellers take because and you know what? Because now this episode is going to get kind of tweaked a little bit because the next three things or next two things all go hand in hand for me.
Mhm.
Um, so I want to start off because I want to kind of set the umbrella of what made me think about this was Kobe passed. Kobe passed
Mhm.
away last year.
Mhm.
RIP to Kobe Bryant, RIP to Gigi, RIP to I forget the other two girls' names in the parent, but RIP to them. They're also missed. But the world basically got put on its ass for a while because it's like, yo, Kobe Bryant's gone.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we talked about this before when it happened on the podcast about
Mhm.
Kobe Bryant passes, the news comes out, and immediately StockX prices shoot through the roof.
Yeah.
All Kobe Bryant's went through the roof. I think my Grinches went up to like we're up at like 1,200 at one point, and then came down, but like came down to like 800 and stuff like that. And then they were like you were seeing shoes just kind of just shooting up and down for a while, and it was
Mhm.
because people were taking advantage of the passing of Kobe Bryant means
A little bit of both, I'd say. I'd say yes. Some people probably definitely did,
mm,
and some people also were probably had a mind state of where I would come in is like, okay, I gotta buy
yeah.
because, you
and
know,
that's what you were seeing. So you were seeing a lot
yeah,
of sales from like people were like as they were going up, you would see like a last sale $600 for a shoe that was probably worth maybe 250, 300, and it was
yeah,
because people were trying to get in before the prices
the
went.
the real blow
Yeah,
up, yeah,
and so and see and like my I don't want to nitpick at each one because I feel like I feel the same way for both instances of if you're buying if you're buying because stock is going up and see that's where I kind of fall because if you're buying because you want the shoe
damn.
before stock goes up,
Chris's ethical and moral scale are so out of
just
whack right
bro,
now.
because like for me, like I didn't my first I didn't think about buying any Kobe's that I really wanted once I found out Kobe passed. Like that wasn't on my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing about that. Like I literally was upset because it was just like there were children that were
Mm-hmm.
involved in this and people were making it a singular thing of if you hated Kobe Bryant, you were making this case of, well, this is what he deserved, and then you have, but there's kids involved. If
I've
it,
never heard that, by the way. Like, I've never heard anyone take that stance at all.
bro, it was like, well, because you don't get on Twitter much, so you kind of like you're able
But
to kind of
that's,
keep
but
your shield
that's,
yourself from the craziness of the real internet. Like keep it real. Twitter's a totally different animal because a lot of people have the ability to say things and
but I
not be
feel like you also
necessarily
have to look for those things because I'm on Twitter all the time and I don't see shit like that.
well, so I follow people that put that stuff on my timeline. Not
Yeah, you
like
see, I
not well,
don't.
that sounded crazy. I have people that know people or seen it on their timeline and brought it to my timeline. So they
Yeah,
comment on it. So I'll see it and I'll be like, yo, that's fucked up. Even if
yeah,
they might not agree with it, but they're bringing it like, yo, this person's a bozo. And then you see it, it's like,
yeah.
that's really fucked up. So now I see it, which, pissed me off. And so even the comedian dude, because he was in Charlotte when the news came out. And it was like some comedian dude, he got killed for it. But he made a video literally moments after like they announced that Kobe was actually dead. He
Hmm.
made a video in front of Hornets Arena and was basically saying like it's
Oh,
what
I
you
remember
deserve,
that.
all that. And so like that stuff was coming out and you would see people and then like I was seeing news articles of former accused rapist Kobe Bryant dies and it's like for me that like is like fuck with how you feel about Kobe. There were children that died as well. So you're making this as if if he died by himself and not saying that I still agree with it, I would not feel as upset about it because there's no children involved. You guys are basically attacking somebody that literally was with his child that died. Like you guys are a piece of shit. I don't want to get to that because it says me in a different thing. But in that moment, everybody was buying or selling Kobe's to the point where a lot of stores were pulling Kobe's off the shelf. Even consignment stores were taking them off the shelves. We're not selling, we're not buying. I appreciate that. I respect that. So Supremacy was one of the first stores I saw that did that, and I respect that. Um, Kobe Bryant's deal with Nike just ended. The contract just ended last week, and there was no negotiation to re-sign. That was from what came from the Kobe estate, and also came from his wife Vanessa. That that at this moment they were, and key part, at this moment they are not re-signing with Nike. That was the headline. And then of course, the news came out of, like, his camp was trying to get trademarks, and trademarks for logos that he had, and shoes and all that stuff, for, I guess, a project that he's doing with his Mamba brand, or the state was going to do with his Mamba brand. Um, with all that news comes out, Kobe's again shoot through the roof. Contract in, so obviously that means production for Kobe's are kind of at like a unknown for a lot of people, and for me
Mhm.
especially, because I don't know how that works when a contract ends. Can they still reproduce shoes that were from the past, or do they,
Mhm.
or is that, so I don't know how it is, but you're saying that's how they can do that.
Yeah, they can do that, and it's pretty shitty.
Mm,
And this is actually a really good. I'll bring up a good example,
yeah.
and I mentioned it to you last time, and we both completely forgot about it, and I'm remembering right now. So it's perfect.
Mm,
So everyone most recently probably went ape shit when Nike decided to release the or retro the Air Max 90 Bacon,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You want to talk about this?
Everyone was like, man, I'm finally gonna be able to get this grail of mine.
Yeah.
Been loving this shoe since, like, I think it's '04 or whatever,
Mm,
the original DQM release. And the original release was really tailored around bacon. Like,
mm,
you can see it in the shoe. It was really um that. And let me just double check really quick. I'm pretty sure it was the DQM. Yeah, it's DQM. Okay, because DQM is Dave's Quality Meat. So for him, for DQM to have a collab with Nike and to be a bacon, and then the colorway is brown, pink, and all, perfect
mm,
collaboration. That means Nike gets their money, the collaborator gets their money. It's a win-win for everybody. This last one, this retro, is not labeled as a bacon. It's
mm.
not labeled as a collab, and it's not labeled as a DQM.
Oh wow,
Meaning
I didn't notice
that,
that.
yeah, meaning that for Nike, they're not cutting anyone a check.
Mm-hmm.
It's just their shoe.
Oh wow.
So I saw someone tweet, like, it's fucked up that Nike can do this on the second and third, at
Mm,
whatever number retro we're on. Um and the original collaborators, the original people behind this shoe, don't see any of it.
mm.
Or they don't even get mentioned that second or third time around. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you're gonna get to this point, but is that a contract situation?
That's what I'm
Okay, yeah. Okay,
assuming.
yeah.
I'm assuming collabs are contracted.
Mm,
So especially when a collab has that individual's logo or whatever, like, for sure you need to get contracts involved,
yeah,
because that individual more than likely owns or trademarks that logo.
yeah.
So to be cross reference, contracts, numbers, all that has to be dotted. Um, so I'm assuming collaborators will get contracted the first time around. The second time around, there obviously isn't a contract.
It's just a for this
Their name,
first time, and then we
their
own
name.
the property of it,
I'm
and that's the
assuming that's
shoe.
what it is.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, I tie this back to maybe Nike doing Yeezys, right?
Mm,
And
right, totally.
just most recently, April Fool's this year was Kanye giving an okay to Nike for retroing.
They got me. They got me.
And I don't know if that okay is needed because they're using his name per se, like if they were
Mm,
to do the Air Yeezy retro
mm,
or whatever the case may be. But to my knowledge, I would assume, well, it's not really to my knowledge because I don't really know it, but I would assume that Nike owns these things still.
mm.
They're the outright owners, you know?
Okay.
So
So they could
I'm
just give it a new name, right? And just
that's what
call
I'm
it something
saying.
in Red
I'm
October.
thinking they could probably do like the Nike KB,
Yeah.
or the Nike KB 24,
Mhm.
or like some shit like that, and it's still the same shoe, still the same. That's what I'm thinking they'll do, especially if Kobe and the Kobe estate,
Mhm.
and all of the Mamba trademarks that they have
Yeah.
going on do end up creating their own shoe and their own products and their own this and that.
Yeah, they said since last May they filed so far 17 trademark.
Yeah, they've been going ham.
Yeah.
Apparently, we learned things that we don't really know are true or not, but we've read things that there was always an intention of Kobe leaving past this time.
And I wanted to talk about that because I want to come back and say I want to say that the story. So I think this was you mentioned the guy that came out. What was like, I want to say 5 or 6 months ago. That came
Yeah.
said that Kobe and his team were talking about leaving Nike to start his
Mhm.
own brand and do his own
Mhm.
thing, and everybody just bombed on him because it was like like because I think at that time it was still unknown of what was going like what was happening with like with Kobe and the brand with Nike
Mhm.
and what they were going to
This
be
may
doing.
have been really early where the Kobe's are still on hold,
Yeah, yeah,
because
they
they were
were.
on hold even on like consignment level for a very long time.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was the I think that was that because of course because I was even upset about that because
Mhm.
I felt a certain way of like that news doesn't benefit anybody in that situation,
Mhm.
um, and all it does is basically muddy the waters even more,
Yeah.
knowing how much of an opportunist people in the Sikh community are,
Mhm.
and so I felt like that was kind of like a especially when it's not you, not when it's not like a Vanessa coming out and saying it.
Or just someone who can speak someone who can still speak on that behalf,
Who was in
because
that room? Yeah,
yeah, because Kobe RIP wasn't around anymore when that came out.
it was a guy that heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody that was in the room, and it's like that's like really like get the fuck out of here. But I'm
Mhm.
sorry, go ahead. So I apologize.
No, yeah. So, and I mean, we don't really know, but yeah, man. If that was being situated early on and things of that nature, then who knows, bro?
Well,
Who knows what's gonna happen? I also even read that part of the lack in negotiation was I mean, not that I read that this was it, like we're fucking gossiping like the other homie.
no, 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 yeah,
But someone was like, well, maybe it was Vanessa who didn't want to negotiate because there wasn't enough bread on the table.
yeah, I heard that too.
And I was like, unfortunately, that could be a reason too.
Hmm.
And that might kind of make sense as well, because I also read from where I originally came from, people bringing out the transcripts
Hmm.
and saying that, not the transcripts, but people breaking out Nike's like annual review,
Yeah.
talking about how Kobe's line is actually like one of their least selling lines,
Hmm.
so on and so forth. They generate little to no money from it,
Hmm.
so it doesn't hurt them to lose it. Um, I mean, I can see that as well.
Yeah.
So if the Bryan estate was trying to establish something bigger, financially, the Nike probably countered it with, well, you guys aren't really the poster children of our
Yeah.
sales anymore. I can just imagine a bunch of back and forth and no real solution.
Yeah, and I think that, and like you said, that becomes like a thing of I think people have to take out the emotion out of it, which I have to do a lot of times and realize it's a business. And Nike is doing what's best for the company, not what's best for the memory of Kobe. And granted, I know, like I don't know anybody that works in the Nike rooms, but I know for a fact that they care about Kobe and they care about because Kobe was with them for so long and that he was at one point the poster child for Nike.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now that is LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
But and so for them, you gotta look, we love Kobe, we love what he did for the brand. We love working with him, all that stuff. But looking at our numbers, we would be insane to give you X, Y, and Z when he was only giving us this.
X.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's like that. So I think a lot of people have to take out the emotion out of it and understand that. It's a
There's
business.
still, yeah, there's still
There's
numbers
there
behind it.
still has to be there. That's it's still a company. Kobe dying
Yeah,
doesn't mean Nike is dead.
yeah.
It's still a multi-billion dollar
Or
company.
yeah, or that there needs to be sympathy and empathy and all those emotional attachments
There
to
is no emotion
decisions.
in business. Simple
There,
and plain.
yeah, unfortunately,
Simple and plain.
there just isn't.
And so I you saw that news come out, and I don't know. I'm I think I'm trying to stay away from the unknown of what's going on with the Kobe camp and like what's
Mhm,
going on with what their new adventure is going to be or whatever. Just because
mhm,
I want to hear it from who are making the decisions and not
mhm.
just, oh yeah, so transcripts say that they're not resigning and they're going to be doing this and they're going to make a roller coaster that's named Mom. Like I don't want to hear
Thank you, Mount Mamba. I'm
Mount
trying to be
Mamba.
on. I'm trying to be
Yes,
on that one, bro.
man. And so like I think like for me, I just kind of wanted to like I want to wait and see. Like when it is
Hmm.
announced, then I was okay. I'll take I want to see everything that has to do with it.
Hmm.
Um, but with that, um, I don't know if you like. Are we gonna pass up who you want to mention? The
Oh, I don't. I think, dude. I honestly don't remember who that was.
for
Who? Wait, what do you mean?
you said
I
you
might
were
have.
you said you didn't want to you said that you wanted to
Oh, I didn't want to
talk.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Kobe related.
Who was it? The person that you were talking about that was making the gossipy. You
Wait,
said
what
the
do you
guy.
mean?
You said somebody was supposed to like. He's not gonna watch
Oh,
the show, but probably
oh, he doesn't. Oh, I want to say, dude. That's why I don't remember. I think it was sneaker fetish. That's why.
I kind of had a feeling that you were going there
Yeah, it's sneaker fetish.
because he's the only guy that really I see pop up mostly when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him. It
What was the
was related to the Kobe and the financial reports, and
what was he trying to mention? He was breaking
he
down
was
why
breaking
they
it
wouldn't.
down why they wouldn't,
Oh, okay.
why it's not a big loss to Nike losing this
Hmm.
contract. Um, and I mean, it's pretty crazy that we get to see these things like as consumers.
Hmm.
Um, like business has no favorite other than money, bro.
Yeah.
If as long as you're trending upward and making some money, that's all that matters. So, for all of us to, grow an attachment to the Nike Kobe relationship,
Mm.
unfortunately he passed away, and now we're seeing like the ugly side of it.
Yeah.
And it's great that it's not ugly per
Mhm.
se, but the ugly in terms of it not going how the perfect Cinderella story would
Yeah.
write,
Yeah.
where Nike just lifetime contract, Kobe's for
Mhm.
will always come and go. Um,
But my issue, see, and that would become like my issue with that is because is do you, and I want to ask you your strictly your own opinion about this. Do you
yeah,
think because we have a situation where LeBron has a lifetime contract with Nike
yeah,
and is going to be a Nike person forever. They
yeah.
built a campus for LeBron or a building with LeBron's name on it. It's like that. Do you think that Kobe
Hmm.
deserved a lifetime contract in this situation?
I mean, yeah, bro. Like, why
Yeah.
not?
Okay.
Um, yeah, dude. I think Kobe's Nike career was bro, the very beginning of it was great.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, shit. What was it? The Kobe 4, the Kobe 5, where he had his Mamba mentality commercials with Kanye.
I think it was
Or was that the 6?
yeah, because it was there was like the snake
Yeah, right. Was it
promo. It's like that.
6?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I remember. Yeah, so it was a 6. So like, I'm just remembering of like all these great stories that Nike really made a point to make with Kobe as their guy, whether it was shoe related, whether it was the Muppets, whether it was Kobe and LeBron,
Hmm.
like the,
They literally made a commercial of puppets about cookies for rings, and they were marketing up for the 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 LeBron Kobe
Mhm.
finals that was supposed
Mhm.
to happen that
Mhm.
unfortunately didn't happen. And Dwight
Yeah.
got shoehorned into the commercial because of it.
God, man.
But
Oh, we almost had it. Fucking Dwight. Fucking Turkaloo, bro.
man,
Turkaloo was my guy in 2K, bro.
Turkle couldn't miss it. 2K.
Hito Turkaloo, my God. In the
Man,
corner, bros.
man, it's just
Automatic.
you might as well start running down the court.
Bro, that Orlando team was vicious in 2K.
Yeah. No, but
Jameer
yeah,
Nelson, let's go.
I man, that was nobody could tell me that he was not good. Like
Bro,
nobody could tell me.
he oh my God. Why I don't even know how you man. He just had the most unlikely point guard build. yeah,
Unlikely.
the most it's like the most unlike his high school picture was the most unlikely to make it to the league, and it was him.
Like
Like
like he's not making that, and then all of a
eh,
sudden, yo, hey,
I was
I'm in the finals.
I'm in the finals, bro, against Kobe.
Yeah.
Oh man, Courtney Lee. I remember
Man.
Courtney Lee could have. It was potentially was like the turning point for that series. They could
Hmm.
have. They could have won in LA one, right? And then it would have been like,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember now. Okay, so yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But I think outside of the present and where we are now,
Mm.
um, you know, companies don't get athletes. Athletes like Kobe Bryant don't come along very often,
Mm.
and much less so more companies out there don't even get that opportunity to have an athlete like that. Nike, gets them all the time.
Mm.
Um, so to get someone like Kobe and have him for so long and not work towards this lifetime thing, yeah, I think it was a lost opportunity.
Mm.
Um, but like you said, keyword was at this time, so it can
Yeah.
get revisited. Who knows what'll
Do you think
happen?
that we as a community, how we reacted to it, do you think that because and honestly, it didn't seem like it got that much buzz. Like people weren't that outraged about it. It was kind of just more of
Hmm.
like a, oh, that's strange.
That's
But
business, you
yeah,
know.
but do you
Um,
think because of the lack of like public scolding on Nike, do you think that they
like that further proved to Nike that it's not really worth their time.
well, no, like, do you think it missed a point? Because like, I hate cancel culture. I hate the whole, get what you want by mob rules kind of thing.
Hmm.
Of
Hmm.
if we send you enough bad press, you'll do what we want kind of thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Do you think that without the fact that so many people didn't really just kind of like, yo, and granted, with the idea that have been floated around with the addition to the they don't resign with Nike,
Hmm.
but it's rumored that they're starting their own company to honor. Do you think that that may have had a play in like them keeping Nike, where Nike kind of being able to wait out the storm of having to possibly revisit a lifetime contract of like, if it gets too bad, we have it here in a folder.
Hmm. Hmm.
But if it doesn't, we don't need to use it. But if it gets too bad, we have to at least present it to them, kind of thing.
Um. So are you asking me that?
Like, do you think because of
Do
the
you think? So you're asking me that based off of public perception, was this as impactful? Like yes or no
no
kind of thing.
no, do you think because of the way that the public reacted or the lack of how they reacted to this situation, do you think that that prevented a possibility of a forced lifetime contract offered to the
Um.
Kobe estate?
I mean,
Like, do you think they would have got to the point
possibly.
where they would have got scolded too much? So they're like, you know what, we don't even want to have to deal with it. Take the lifetime contract. Just go.
Quite, quite possibly, bro. But it. I mean, maybe.
Hmm.
But I now that I'm thinking about it as a whole, I'm really kind of more shocked that you're right, bro. Like there wasn't more of an uproar. There wasn't more of a standing against this
Hmm.
happening. Like everyone just accepted it.
Yeah,
Um, which is kind of weird that.
that's what I thought. But I always thought that it was because in all the articles that you read about it, like them not resigning, it's always mentioned that there's a rumor that there's a Mamba brand being created through the Kobe estate and Vanessa Bryant and his family. And
Hmm.
that's why they're trying to get trademarks. So do you think that when they and I don't I am not going to think that the public read through the whole article to know that. But
Hmm.
do you think just based off of them seeing that headline and them just being like, damn, that sucks. Okay, so anyways, do you think that like that's kind of weird to me? Like that seems very strange that that we're just kind of like,
Um,
all right,
I mean, yeah, yes. I definitely do think it's weird now that I think about it out loud like that. Um, do I think it would have played out differently if um, cancel culture did, bring out the pitchforks
mm,
and the fucking mobs and all that?
yeah,
I don't think so, bro.
you don't think
And
so?
now I think the biggest reason why there wasn't more said on a like a social media level, like in terms of the masses,
Mhm.
I think it's because Vanessa came out and was part of the breakdown and said, you know what, we just there's just no
Okay,
contract,
okay,
Um, I think it's because she came out and said it as opposed to
just as lawyers and like the
yeah,
family attorney and stuff.
exactly, yeah. But I think because she came out and said it, and I think because she said it, it resonated more to people and saying, "Oh fuck, okay, that's it."
And I want to applaud people like because I think Vanessa understands that too. Like I think she has a more like especially having daughters that
Yeah.
use social media and stuff like that, and having kids that know what it's like to be on social media and know how
Hmm.
crazy it can get. I
Hmm.
think that she understood that saying it herself because like at this point everybody wants to protect Vanessa. Like, yo,
Yeah.
that whole family. You see the way like the internet reacted when his daughter their daughter got into USC, got accepted to USC.
Hmm.
Like everybody's like, yo, this is the great like sports. Like that's a breaking news thing on Sports Center. Like that's
Hmm.
insane to me. So I think it's maybe because yeah, like we're all like everybody's trying to protect Vanessa. Like
Yeah.
we love Kobe so much that we don't want to see any negativity come your way, and she
Yeah.
comes out and gives these lengthy
Yeah.
responses to things, and it's like, okay, you know what you're doing.
Exactly,
Mm,
bro. So if it comes from her, she's saying contracts are up and there's not a contract negotiation now, or even being talked about, or
mm,
whatever the case may be. Okay, you're all right. You're
okay,
Vanessa Bryan, and if there ever will be conversations and things ever down the line, you'd be the first to do it. So
yeah,
if it's coming from you, then we just have to accept it for what it is. Um, yeah, so I think that's really the main reason why we as a whole just read it
mm,
and digested it, took it in, and that was it.
okay, yeah. I honestly would have hoped that Kobe got a lifetime contract.
Hmm.
I didn't think about it until I saw about the contract because I forgot that LeBron has one,
Hmm.
and it just kind of to me feels like of all athletes, like
But
LeBron, of
LeBron's
course,
had one. His LeBron,
he's had one for it's been a while
and
since he
he
got.
got his while Kobe was around.
Mhm. And so I think for me that's why it kind of like is weird to me because like granted
I'm
LeBron is
telling you,
the
bro.
greatest,
It comes down to numbers, and LeBron's numbers are probably astronomically bigger than Kobe's.
mm, okay,
That's really, and because when you really look at it, the other only person that they have like that is Cristiano Ronaldo, and he's
okay,
a soccer megastar.
yeah,
So I'm assuming his numbers are fucking astronomical
hmm,
too. So those are probably two guys that are 1 and 2 for
mm,
them, and Kobe's probably 3, but
yeah,
Kobe's probably like a 3 down here, and while they're
yeah,
1 and 2, like all the way
mm,
up here.
okay,
That's I mean because based off of name value, it makes sense.
yeah,
But
of course,
but but based off of like numbers that none of us see,
yeah, of course,
it
but
probably
it's
doesn't
making
make
sense,
sense.
yeah,
It
and I and
probably
I
doesn't make sense.
and I would think that like if you look at it like if you look at it from a like a stand like a if you looked at it with like a clear vision of you're not a fan of anybody, you just
Hmm.
if you were born today at
Hmm.
25, it was like, yo, we're gonna show you impact. Like, tell
Yeah.
us what you think. I think
Yeah.
people would understand. Like, LeBron sells clothes as well. Like, LeBron, his clothes get to sell off, and like, not saying Kobe's wasn't selling, but LeBron's stuff sells at a different pace from what I've
And
seen.
and some people may not realize this when they think about Nike, but LeBron has been at Nike twice as long as Kobe was.
Yeah, Nike signed. He signed when he was uh
So
got drafted.
Wait, if you yeah, so if you like, and, bro, me saying that out loud, I'm like, holy shit, that's true.
He was
You know,
18.
like, yeah, like LeBron is on shoe number 18, and Kobe only got to number 9.
Kobe came in at what, 2006?
Yeah, yeah, because the Hirachi 2K4 and the 2K5 were his first unofficial shoes.
Okay.
Yeah, like those were Hirachis, but those are the shoes that
Yeah.
Kobe wore. And then the Kobe one was probably 05, 06.
And so then how when LeBron was drafted in 2000 and he was drafted at 18. What year
Yeah,
was that?
he was drafted in the 04 draft class, 05. So that puts him around the same time. Then it can't be. It has to be some.
2003.
Okay.
Yeah, 2003.
So then when did the first Kobe drop?
Let's see. Mm, Bryant headlined the Nike Air Zoom Huarache 2K5 model before debuting his first Nike signature shoe, the Air Zoom Kobe 1 in January of 2006. So
$2006.
LeBron had 3 years ahead of Kobe
Uh huh.
when it came to Nike.
Then how did they get so offset?
Because ooh,
I don't know, man.
well,
But
yeah,
it just there's other numbers beyond that. Like LeBron had like 3 signature shoes by 2008 or whatever.
six, yeah,
He
because
had
they came, he was I think he still has he's still like either one or two. I think Zion is just overtopped him with the highest rookie contract signed by for a sinker deal, and they had already when he had came into the league, they had already been working on getting him a signature shoe.
hmm
They were already that set on he's going to be the future of basketball. So I think by the end of that year, he already had his first shoe.
yeah, and then he had a second shoe this his sophomore year
Hmm.
because it was called the Nike 25 and 5, which was named after his that rookie stat line. Um, or like the he also had uh
Yeah, Nike
the
Air Zoom Generation dropped in 2003. That was
he had
it. Dropped
the first one,
it dropped
and
his rookie year.
and then he also had the Zoom Ambassador,
Hmm.
and then he had I think that's it. But yeah, LeBron's been cooking, bro. So
Cooking.
yeah, y'all like some of us don't really understand just how much bigger LeBron is than Kobe at Nike.
Hmm.
Um, and that's what this no contract or no renegotiation boiled down to probably.
Hmm.
It's just those numbers that supported Nike in not needing him than Nike needing him.
Because even then, you see it like Kobe. Like if you look at it, like if they had like a heat map for like LeBron to Kobe's
Mhm.
like six
Mhm.
shoes and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Kobe, when he was winning championships, was his up to the 9, I believe, was like a hot, like Kobe couldn't miss with shoes.
Well, Kobe only went to 9, bro.
But then after that went to the what was it, the what was it,
As the Kobe AD.
AD, there you go. Once he got to that, it was like, we're okay. LeBron was bam, 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 all the way till still today.
Yeah.
It's just a consistent, even though there's a slight drop off of like for shoes for LeBron, it still is like a hot shoe.
Yeah, because his shoes also kind of make sales. Well, they might be ugly, but the performance is probably really, really
Mhm.
well.
When Kobe's
Um,
when Kobe's when Kobe's performance started to drop, it was the same thing with his shoes. His shoes started to drop as well. Like you could kind of match them, kind of similar to like when his like dominance over the league kind of started to fall. It was the same with his
it
shoes.
was it was a Kobe 8-9.
Yeah, so it was like you kind of see it kind
Uh,
of
yeah, whatever.
like it wasn't like a guaranteed, Kobe's going to the finals. We know he's gonna possibly win all that stuff. It was like, all right, we're kind of going to it's kind of decreasing. Whereas LeBron's just kind of gradually got bigger as he went along.
Yeah, and I guess to further, support that, LeBron has kind of been at the top every
Mhm.
fucking year of his NBA career.
Yeah.
Like that's just you can't argue that. So yeah.
That sucks. But
Yeah,
um,
year 18 and still doing career highs, bro.
man, having so much of an effect on a team, and you're not is crazy.
Bro, I hate that his move now is to stare to the floor, pick up a dribble, and shoot
Oh,
that three.
the
Oh my god, bro, I can't stand that move. You know
the
why? You know why I can't stand that move? Is because that was my move, bro. As someone who was non-athletic and a
yo
shooter,
bit that from you.
bro, LeBron, maybe not
Yo,
just me, but like to be non-athletic and to be like a person who doesn't have that skill set, like
nah.
literally, like I mean, I didn't do it identical to that, bro. But
Nah,
me
nah. Hey,
watching,
LeBron, stop copying people. See, yo, you damn near 7 feet tall,
it's
can
just
can
funny
run
to
through
me that
anybody, but you out here stealing moves from people that just
that
play at the park? Nah,
that's just
crazy.
that.
See, and he's supposed to be the goat. Nah, I can't even. I
It's
can't.
just it's just crazy to me that that's his move, bro.
That's
The most non-athletic, the most undifficult thing to do
the most difficult.
is LeBron's bread and butter, bro, from the
I hate
three-point
that.
line.
I hate that. Boy, it's not hitting no more. That shit is airballing going wide left every single
Oh
time.
my god. Yeah, bro. So that's why it was just frustrating to me. Not because he does it, but like the fact that he's doing it.
I
LeBron James.
I'm never gonna appreciate LeBron James until he retires. Same thing I did with Kobe. I'm not gonna give LeBron the benefit of the doubt. He caused my Bulls too much pain for me to cheer him on in anything. I don't care. Kobe did the same thing. So when he retires, then I'm gonna give LeBron his flowers. Yo, LeBron's the greatest. Yo, he's doing his thing. Nah, right now,
But look, right now,
no.
he's not even in the East, and the fucking Bulls still suck, bro.
Nah,
So
hey, he was the reason. He stunted our growth. That's
okay,
why
but you guys are an entirely new team now.
he stunted our growth.
All of those players that you had then are no longer there, so it's irrelevant.
If it wasn't for him, our front office wouldn't have made the decisions that they made because if we would have got to the Eastern Conference
Bro,
Finals,
what are you talking about, bro? Detroit did you guys a favor by offering Ben Gordon a fucking
we was
$100 million that
we
you
was
guys
cool with
couldn't do
that.
that.
We was cool with that because that gave us the opportunity to tank, get D Rose. So we got D Rose. He came in, yo, youngest MVP coming through.
Weren't they on the team together at the same time?
Him and Ben Gordon?
Yeah,
No,
really, they weren't.
no,
Damn, bro, those Boston and Ben Gordon days were no D Rose.
nah,
Kirk Heinrich.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, they was balling out without D Rose.
yeah.
Bro, this whole time I thought that was all there together.
It was literally Kurt Heinrich and Ben Gordon. That was the one too.
Oh my
He
gosh,
was our East Coast Steve Nash.
bro, that shit. Those are some great times, bro.
Man,
Great times. Sorry,
nobody.
bro. Sorry, you
No,
guys
you're
still
good.
suck.
No, that LeBron stunted our growth. We got D Rose. We had to pound him into the ground with productivity. He gets injured. Now we got to look to Jimmy Butler to be our savior, and
And then
then
he's out.
and then he's out
Now you
because
got Zach.
I love Zach. You can't tell me anything, but Zach's not staying. Zach is fed up with Chicago. Why am I dropping? Why am I averaging 35 for you guys and I can't even get to the playoffs? What am I doing here?
Yeah, I would leave too, man.
I'm
He's
I don't
a
blame him.
yeah, especially considering how that he's playing at that level
Mhm.
and that level being higher than levels that he's played at before, coming after his injury.
And
Yeah,
still
bro.
not making the play, like not even getting close to the playoffs.
Bro, this guy is literally when he jumps, he's like a piece of paper, bro. It's
Mhm.
just like bro. There's zero air friction against him, even though there's tons of air friction against paper.
It's
There's none
effortless,
against him, bro.
effortless.
Oh man.
And we thought Kobe was gonna be our savior, but what you doing?
Hey, Kobe was
Can't
closer to going. Kobe was closer to going to Detroit than he was to Chicago, bro.
and he can't defend. So y'all lucky. He can't defend for shit.
Well, at least we would have had him while
But
LeBron was killing us. At least we wouldn't have died as you know.
he, we would have at least some try to fighting chance, you know.
Yeah, bro.
Uh,
LeBron scored 25 straight points on Detroit. Like What do you do after that,
He's
bro?
so surgical. I hate it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
no, yeah. So the next thing I want to talk about kind of goes into this because I mentioned it with the Kobe resellers and like how resellers are acting. I
yeah,
just wanted to get because we're now in coming up on May. We're
yeah,
dealing with a bunch of resellers.
yeah.
Nobody's hitting. And there was somebody that tweeted, and I've seen it before, and but now it's kind of more. It's more of a reality than it was before, where is resale is becoming the new retail.
For the
Like
most part, yeah.
it's
Hmm.
to the point now where we're not, if you don't get it, it's just an L. You gotta hold it. And and at some point people are not even looking to try to hit on sneakers app. They're just like, I just hope it doesn't, the price for it doesn't go through the roof on StockX.
Hmm.
Um, I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. Like just what are you how are you feeling? Like how do you feel about the sneaker market now? Like how everything now is supposedly just going through the roof. Um, everybody is just kind of just it's like what's the point, the university ones, the fours are going to be
I just had
insane.
an idea right now, bro.
uh
So earlier I spoke about inflation, right?
mhm.
That's probably was that before we started talking, before we started recording? Oh no,
Inflation.
I was talking about my job and inflation, so it
Yeah,
should have
yeah,
been
yeah,
recording.
yeah, we
Okay.
recorded.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a point in time where majority of the people won't be able to afford these shoes.
Okay.
And it'll be very similar to like the inflation in a country's government.
Okay.
These shoe prices will become highly fucking inflated because what's driving majority of them right now are those stimmies,
Okay.
and some people are working, so the people that are working have to compete with that people, and there's just a tug of war of like who's willing to spend their money on a shoe.
Hmm.
And thankfully, or not thankfully, but at the moment we have enough players on both sides, right?
Okay.
At one point one of those sides is going to give out, and that the remaining side will have more power on on those prices,
Hmm.
and they may not buy. And if those people decide not to buy, that price has to go down, or it's going to stay up where no one's going to buy it, and things will become inflated.
Hmm.
I think we're going to get there.
You think so?
There's going to be a dip in the market
Okay.
at the same time, at around the same time that there's going to be a dip in the economy,
Okay.
because people just won't be able to afford these things. That's where I hope we go, so I can rebound then.
Didn't we have that like in what 2013,
We did.
2014?
We did. We did. We did.
Like the sneaker market kind of just kind of went down a little bit and
It
was like,
just
okay, now
became
everything came.
it
Yeah.
just it just became like back to its norm,
Yeah.
where not, yeah. So but in the present right now, like how you mentioned, resales and new retail,
Hmm.
I a fucking million% agree with that. Only because, and I see it on this level. It's the new retail because you have so many people that want the same fucking shoe.
Hmm.
And once that shoe hits the resale market, everyone has that same equal opportunity to own
Yeah.
that shoe. So
Yeah.
that's why it becomes the new retail, because not money wise, but opportunity wise, you can buy it, I can buy it, the next person can buy it, whoever. We can all buy it if we wanted it. Do we need the resale market now more than ever? I truly understand
I
the
do too.
benefits behind resellers.
Yeah.
Resellers are legitimate the people that keep this game moving,
Hmm.
because they have shoes that people want, and they're not keeping them for personal pairs. They're keeping they're they're keeping shit moving,
Yeah.
right? The demands, the whatever's, they keep it moving. So they play a big part in someone in New York
Hmm.
buying a regional exclusive from Paris or whatever the
Exactly.
case may be. They keep it
Exactly.
all moving. Um, so they're necessary. The reason why we hate them, and the reason why I hated them early on in the year, is because everyone wanted to be that part of the game.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to be the money maker, wanted to be the plug, wanted to be the
Hmm.
guy who had everything. Um, and when you get to that point, you then have the people who obviously want to resell, and then you have the people who just happen to want the shoe and now are looking at the money, and now another reseller pops up and another reseller pops
Mhm.
up, and now everyone's trying to ask so much money for this one shoe.
I know so many people now that are starting a consignment, like a online consignment business because of the fact of how much they are getting off of the shoes that they're getting. Like
Mhm.
they might be able to hit twice on a shoe,
Mhm. Mhm.
and they have extra, and they realize that they could sell that for 500, and they get the 500. So now it's like,
Mhm.
oh well, it's that easy. Okay, yeah, cool. Let's do it. Let's rock.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there's always gonna be pros and cons. We're always gonna sit here and
Hmm.
name things that we don't like, um, and then we'll be able to sit here and speak rationally and accept that they do play a part, a necessary part. Uh, but it's just tough, man. It's tough because you're trying to accommodate so many people from so many different levels.
Hmm.
You know, I get people who hit me up and, hey, I want this shoe, but I'm only willing to spend this much money. And I look at them, I'm like, look, bro, you're never gonna own that shoe.
Yeah,
That's just straight up.
bro. I've had to have that conversation too many times this year.
That, that
Yo, I want this shoe. How much are you willing to spend? 350. Okay, no, you're
and
good.
exactly. And then it's like you have to prepare those types of people to either bring their bread up
Mhm.
and want to spend that money, or humble them down to a level where they're willing to spend whatever comes around their budget.
Yeah.
um and then there's people who just want to buy at retail, who then you tell them that there's nothing you can do, and then
Mhm.
now they went from a hopeful individual to someone who dislikes shoes. So
Mhm.
now you've like turned someone against the culture in a
Yeah.
sense. um and then you just have people who are willing to buy a shoe because they simply want it. So there's just so many ways in, but not enough ways to meet that demand.
The sneaker culture is starting to become the Wild Wild West to me,
Yeah.
because it's becoming one of those things where it's like if you watch like those old Western movies, and it's
Hmm.
like there's like the rowdy cowboys hang out at this one saloon, and it's like, oh,
Hmm.
you might be like just a traveler, like, oh, I want to
Oh,
go.
the salty splatoon, bro.
Yeah, it's salty platoon. Yeah, and so you go in there, and it's like everybody's punching each other and throwing
Hmm.
each other over the bar, and then you go in there like, I don't really like, I don't want a beer that bad. So you go
Yeah.
out and you like, what? I'm gonna go to the next town. It's
Hmm.
this, I think it's the same thing with the street culture, where it's like everybody in here is just trying to get that shoe.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the four. Like right now, everyone wants the four. That's the new
Hmm.
thing right now. And it's like, okay, I can't get the four. I need to get it from somebody else, or I need to find a way to be able to get it, whether it be backdooring, whether it be bots, whatever. I need that shoe because I need to be able to get whatever the market is going to say that this shoe is worth.
Yeah.
And then you have people that are just kind of like, well, I just like the shoe. Like, I just want to come in. Let me try sneakers out. Let me download and try and see if I can get a shoe. And you see everybody 500, 650, 800,
Hmm. Hmm.
1200. And it's like, wait, I don't want that shoe. Wait, is that the
I don't even
retail?
want the shoe
I
anymore.
want that shoe there. Like, and
Yeah.
I think that's where the sneaker game is going. And I think the culture is kind of becoming a hard place, because even, and I take it back to that Measy conversation that he was having with whatever the chick's name, Karen Civil, on Clubhouse, where he was saying, like, where they were talking about, like, he was saying like he doesn't really like to like meet people like that, because he doesn't want people to think that he wants something from them. Like, he doesn't, and he does the same thing when people come to, like, befriend him. Like, yo, what do you want? Like, I don't want to feel like I'm trying to get something out of you. I just want to be able to be, whether we have a common background, or there's something that we like in common. I don't want you to
Mhm.
think that I'm just befriending you just to be able to say, okay, well, I know that at some point you're going to be able to get this shoe. I need it, kind of thing. And I think that's where the game is going, because now you see a lot of like the people of name in the city culture kind of retreating backwards. Of They don't want to communicate with anybody that they don't know, and you start seeing a hostility towards other people that want to try to befriend them, because of the fact that all these games is becoming now is, who can I know that can get me the shoe that I want. that's going to either the shoe that I want or the shoe that I can be able to resell for 300 times what it's worth and get something back for it and be able to continue to do that. Now you're my plug. Now I can hit you up every single time. And you see a lot
Mhm.
of people like, I don't want to be friends with y'all. I don't care who you are. I don't care
Mhm.
how long we followed each other. I don't want to kick it with you. I don't want to go to an event with you. Like, if you didn't already know me, all well. It's
Mhm.
like you see with like with Kixology, you see it with skate. Like, they don't really just mingle with the community like that. Like, even I watched Skates live, and when people ask what he does, just the way he responds to it is kind of like, I don't want you guys to even know me like that. Like, I don't want you to think that you need to show up and we can just be friends if I ever saw you. I want to keep a
That's
wall.
such a whack like a way to approach things, man. I
It
get it. I
yeah.
get it. I really, really do. But like you're putting yourself in that spotlight, bro. You are you're the one that's going on a live. You're the one that's posting every day. You're the one that's talking about where you're at. You're like, you can't blame people for finding you interesting,
Mm.
asking further questions, and then you'd be like, nah, don't, nah. Like that's
I
so
have
fucking
no
whack,
idea
bro.
what he does or what he's about. Like,
And I'm not saying he's whack because we don't
no, no, no.
know.
Yeah, of course.
I'm saying he's whack because he's just not friendly
Yeah,
in such a friendly social gathering fucking whatever.
it's a
Yeah.
community. It's a little, and like I think it's because, like, I think you get to that point where I think, for me, and I think we
Mm-hmm.
could say we could take it to like high school friends. If we
Mm-hmm.
were high school friends, like we know each other since middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that I met as an adult is not going to have the same kind of interaction with me to you because I've known you for
Mm-hmm.
so long. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can talk to you a certain way, you can talk to me a certain way. They can't talk to you a certain way because I'll be like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
what the fuck? Hold on. Like, oh, well, I
Mm-hmm.
heard you. No, 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 no. That's not how we communicate like that, not you. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's becoming how they are, where it's like you see like him interact with other people of name in the synco because they've been around each other for so long. So they can have that conversation to us like, oh, what do you do? Oh, yeah, I do X, Y, and Z. For us, where it's like, even though we've seen him and we've known of him for so long, he still sees us as like I don't want to say fan because I don't want to like make it seem like he thinks like he's bigger than
Like
what
a
he is.
follower.
Yeah, but even then, like, it just seems like I'm trying to make it seem like he thinks that he's bigger than this because I don't know him, so I don't know like what his. But I can only speak from my experiences with him and what I've
Mm-hmm.
seen him put out there. It does seem
Mm-hmm.
like it's like, I don't owe you guys anything. I don't know you.
Yeah.
You guys just, hey, tell me what box I should choose every day to wear, and then move on with that. I don't want to ask, like, because every question that's asked him, it always seems like it's met with hostility from him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want you in, so don't ask me questions. And it's like, well, I just want to know. Like, I know what Kikaji does. Like, we know, like, she's very forthcoming with what she does. She's more forthcoming when she talks to people.
Bro, I think everyone is but him. I have yet to meet anyone like him, bro. And I've spoken to all of these
Yeah.
people. I've spoken to all of them. I've had multiple conversations with many of them, and
Mm.
not once have I ever felt like, damn, this person's a dick.
Yeah.
But with Skate, I'm just like, man, that guy's a fucking dick. And
Bro,
I've never spoken to him.
for me, even with Tyree, like, I always felt like Tyree was like one of those people that like wouldn't be like into
Mm-hmm.
talking. And then
Mm-hmm.
I had to really, like, because the first time I met him was fucking like 2012, 2013. And
Mm-hmm.
he was doing a live like painting event for a like a sneaker event.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, like, and I wanted to meet him. And, me being a fan of his and like the comics that he did and stuff like that, it was like, I didn't realize, yo, he's like in a zone right now. So I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to have oh, hey, like, I'm really such a fan. He's like, yeah, hey, yeah. While he's still trying to, and I'm like, oh, I get it. My fault. But even for him, like somebody who is, to me, like, done so much,
Yeah.
like in the secret culture and in just in the art world for himself,
Mm-hmm.
being able to go to a Syncrotopia and being able to sit there and have a full conversation with him and be able to, tell him what we do, like, yo, introduce him to Unlaced, all that stuff, and him willing to, yo, hey, hit me up. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
And remembering me. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
for me, I would think that he would be somebody that is like, wouldn't be able to like really just
Yeah.
conversate with. And
Yeah.
why are you talking? I work for Fox. Like, who are
Yeah.
you? Kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like you said with Skate, it just his persona just seems like it's like he doesn't want
It's just
anybody to
tough,
talk
man.
to him. But I don't.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. None of us. We
Yeah,
don't know him
we don't
personally.
know.
We
We
don't.
don't
We
know him.
don't
So
know.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just. But it's very easy to.
get that vibe.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
because
I would,
I don't want to make it. I don't want to make it sound like we
and
we
that's what I was gonna
observe
do.
to make a reference or anything like that. Like,
That's what I was gonna
nah.
mention. What we're talking about is just experience. It's not
Mhm.
something that we know him for a fact. I've
Mhm.
He's replied to a few of my comments on IG
Mhm.
every now
Mhm.
and then.
Mhm.
I've seen you in his comments a few times.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like we're
It's not like we're in his DMs
yeah, nah.
constantly asking things. Not at all.
It's just from an observation standpoint, what I see when I see him on live, what I see in the comments, how I see him respond to other people. I
Mhm.
don't know him. I've seen him in person a couple times at Riff. He said what up. Seems like he seems cool,
Hey,
but it's
bro.
not like
He better remember he's coming. He's coming to Pasadena, not me. I'm already here, bro. Okay, so I'm just throwing it out there.
it's coming to well, yeah, like I think for the most part, like everybody, like we were saying, like it's a community, and I think
Mhm.
what I wanted to kind of go back to that. And
Mhm.
I don't think it's possible. Like, we're in a different age, we're older, the new generations coming in with their ways of how they're doing things. But I just don't feel like I feel like it's starting to be a wild, wild west situation of just,
It's because
every man for himself.
the new generation doesn't have their own sense of community.
Mhm.
And I think that's really what it is, bro, because the new generation is coming in on a monetary value type understanding.
Okay.
Like they're just how much did you spend? How much can I make? How much is
Mhm.
it worth?
Mhm.
Things of that nature. Whereas with us growing up, like that wasn't the question,
Yeah.
you
It
know?
was mostly relationship. Like, if you knew somebody and you guys had that kind of like you said, we've had those times where we go to events
Hmm.
and it's not to buy, like we could go there and not buy a thing, but we
Hmm.
met so many people.
Hmm.
Like, and just talking random shit, going to San Diego to conventions and just talking with people and not like and just
Yeah.
meeting them just as who they are. And then, oh, by the way, I might have some shoes. That's how I met Barlos. I knew met him through somebody. He was cool. Oh, I'm into shoes. I'm looking for. Oh, hey, yo, I got that for you. I got it's this much. Oh, cool. I got you. Let's meet up. And we used to meet up at the 7-Eleven by
Hmm.
PHS
Hmm.
every time, like some real drug deal shit.
On that Barlow's life, yeah. Did
Yeah.
he come through in a dirt bike or what?
Nah, he came in the car. he
Okay, cool.
he was usually in the car.
Nice.
Um, nah, yeah, but I think that was kind of. I just wanted to kind of get our feel on like the resale world. Like, it just seems kind
Yeah,
of.
it's just necessary, bro. As
It's
much as we
getting.
hate it, it's
Yeah.
needed to get those shoes,
Mm,
but you have to meet it with an understanding.
yeah.
Um, or else you're just gonna be fixated on being frustrated at it.
if
Um,
if you guys come with the right intentions, understand that like everybody's not a reseller to profit. There
mhm.
are people out there that just enjoy shoes and enjoy,
Or
okay.
they are, bro, and you meet someone and you chop it up for 2 minutes, and you all it takes is one small conversation for you to hear intent, like good intent
Mm,
or bad intent.
mhm,
Um, and very easily, when you have someone in front of you who probably, did put the shoe up for the max amount of money, and you probably worked like $20, $30 off, and you met up
mm,
and you speak to that person, you might understand like they're a lot more understanding as well, and they're a lot more willing to hook up the next person or someone who
mm,
comes back around or this that, and the third. Don't generalize everyone for what we see
mm.
face value, and then don't generalize everyone for maybe your first personal experience with a reseller who probably wanted top dollar and wasn't
Yeah,
budging,
I would
because
say. Okay.
they're not all like that.
Yeah, I would say I would recommend go to your local conventions, like sneaker conventions. I think that you'll get a better understanding of the people in your community. for me. Like to me, that's what I feel like. I feel like if you go to these things, it's the same thing with anything. If you're into cars, you're gonna go to car events and you're gonna meet people, and it's gonna like, oh, I know Dave who has a GT. That's dope. Oh, I know Paul. He has an old Camaro. Like all this stuff, and you meet these people, and regardless of if it's only to it's only to just if you're just having a conversation, you'll understand a lot more and know, oh, Dave lives 3 miles from me. Oh, we can enjoy these things together. Oh, and
Yeah.
then build that relationship. It's the same thing when it comes to sneakers. Like if you go to these events, you could go and buy everything that you see and stuff like that, but make sure you're introduce yourself to the people that you see there and the people that you're talking to because it makes better for the future if say you do want something, say they can benefit you in some way, maybe you can benefit them in some way and you end up building that, and then at that point you build that community of, okay, I know this person, me and this person are cool, me and this person have this kind of relationship, all these different things,
Yeah.
and then um you're able to look at the culture itself and that isolated funnel instead of looking at it as a whole of it's just everybody's trying to get $800 for a shoe that came out on Friday or Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can be able to say, well, I'm not even worried about that. Like I know, even if I know that I'm not going to get it on Seekers, I know I have Paul who I met at 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 fucking whatever fucking convention, and he's he's willing to give it to me for 500.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. Or I might not want that shoe, but in the future I know he's able to get his hands on something, and we're just cool like that. We're able to benefit each other in other ways, and so I think just conversate with the people in your community. It helps. Go to
That's all it
local
takes.
consignment store, become friends and have fun. Um, but
Tell them.
yes, so I think with that we have come to the conclusion of the episode. Um, what was I gonna say? Um, yeah, so thank you guys for joining us. I hope you guys had a great weekend or having a great week as well when you guys are seeing this. Um, please, if you guys are listening to the podcast, please give us 5 stars. We're on all major streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Anchor, all those great platforms. If you watch our podcast and you're watching it right now on YouTube, please subscribe. It helps us grow. That you guys just subscribing, that one subscribe helps us a ton. Please like the video, comment below, let us know what you guys think, give us your opinion on everything we talked about. um, for anybody that is also interested in anything that we have released through Unlaced Threads, we do still have some t-shirts available in the sole provider tees. We're sold out on the windbreakers, correct?
We
Or
are
no?
sold out in the black colorway
Mhm.
completely. And then honestly, whatever's left currently, we have about one or two per size.
Okay.
Um, so I don't know exactly what's left,
Yeah.
but I do remember that it looked like a lot because size availability was
Mhm.
there, but inventory wise, there's like literally one
One
to
or
two
two.
per, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay. So if you guys are interested in getting anything from our recent drop, please go to unlaced.family. The link will be down below as well. Please go
Mm-hmm.
there, check it out. It helps us support us. If you
Mm-hmm.
guys like anything that we dropped, also you guys will be able to know about future drops that are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Please, send us feedback. If you guys did cop anything from Unlaced and have yet to show it on social media, please show it on social media. Tag Unlaced X Threads on IG so we can see it and we can show you guys love. We appreciate everybody that supports us and anything that we do. Gabe,
Free shipping is still
free
up right
shipping,
now,
yeah, free shipping right now,
still going
still
on.
currently on the website. So
Mm.
please go. Just you don't have to type. There's no code. Just put in your order, check out, free shipping. It's
And
yours.
I'll ship it out. I got you.
There you go. So with that being said, Gabe, is there anything that you want to tell people? Let anybody know anything? What's up?
um, I just want to tell people that Unlaced is here, and we've
Facts.
been here, and we will continue to be here.
Facts.
And it may not look like it, man, but it's gonna be a great 2021, man.
Hmm.
We still got 7 months left.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, I want to show you something because I was
oh
thinking
shit.
about it and I was like, yo, this seems weird, but it's weird because I
Okay.
got it. But I think you remember it too. Hold on.
All right, you guys. So now we have behind the scenes look. No, eyes closed. I don't want to see him when he comes back. I want to see the surprise. All right, bro. Let me know when you're back.
I'm back.
All right, should I look now?
Yeah.
Oh snap!
So I don't know if I don't remember if you
What?
remember when I told you I got this, and I think I told you because I wanted to. My first idea when I was thinking of Unlaced and everything like that
Yeah.
was the first go around. I was like, because I had got this just because I
Hmm.
was like trying to get something for when I was doing the podcast the first time around. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to do every MLB jersey in the league, and I want to do
Yeah.
Unlaced as on a custom jersey. So I decided to do the Angels because I'm an Angels fan and stuff. And I realized I was like, yo, I remember I put number 21. I'm thinking of it as a vision now because I haven't worn it for like 3 years.
Uh huh.
Also because it's really big. But um Unlaced 21.
21. Yeah, bro.
21. This our year.
Okay. Hey,
So
bro. Just hang that up on your wall going forward, bro. Just right behind you. Just hang it up. What? There you go. Rock those with the Carmines, bro.
bro, I'm trying to figure out what Angels game I want to go to.
Uh huh.
And that was the goal.
There it is, bro. You
Yeah.
rock that, and
Yeah.
then you got a black unlaced tee under it, bro. When you rock,
Exact, bro.
there it is.
Come on. I
Tell him,
already know.
bro.
I already
Tell
know.
him.
But I'm just saying, I don't. I did it because I liked the number 21. But
Yeah.
this seems like the year, bro. This seems
It
like
it
the
it it really does, man. It really really does, and I hope that yeah, man. It's just yeah, it's gonna happen.
yeah. So with that being said, thank you guys. I am Chris. This is Gabe.
I'm
Pl-
Gabe.
please check out everything. Support us. Let us know. We'll be back next week with an episode. Till then, wear your shoes.
Deuces, y'all.